Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. So in today's video we're going to be talking a little bit about the current fusion that's going on, for the epic. Why did I go to there? It's the fragment fusion. So we're talking about Hoskarul or Hoskarul, however you would call this guy's name. Honestly, I'm a little bit, I guess excited is not really the word, but I'm impressed. I'm actually impressed because of the calendar and the way of actually getting this champion. I mean, at the end of the day, you know what? When we have an epic, we don't expect, I'm expecting at least to get some stuff to be a little bit easier than the usual, because he's an epic at the end of the day. You don't, it's not a legendary that might change your game, might be game breaking or whatever. I still believe that his kit is, let me not go there, but let's go straight over here. So I still believe that his kit is not too interesting. Like, okay, stun on the A1, okay, whatever, 40% chance, decent if you book it. AoE stun on the A2, 70% chance. If you have a set of the Drakes, do you really need him for this stun? I'm not sure. A3 removes all stun debuffs from all allies. I'm not sure why you would really need that. Then places an increase defense and increased resist buff on all allies for 2 turns. Okay, the increased defense and increased resistance could be interesting. It's on a 4-turn cooldown, so maybe if you've seen my previous video for Boragal the Elder, he might be a baby version. This might help you out to get to reach those those resistance numbers if you're trying to go the route of using a resistance build. Like for example, if you want to try for Hydra, you might pair him up with Uko, Mighty Uko. Mighty Uko does AoE decrease accuracy, he brings the increased resist. Even though it's the baby version, you might actually be able to build everybody with like 250 resist, and you might resist everything for the sake of the Hydra debuff. So that's the thing that I could see for him. Another thing that I actually listened and heard is that apparently he can smack really hard with this one if there's stuns out there. So he's immune to stun debuffs on his passive, but increases the damage inflicted by all allies by 15% when attacking enemies under stun. So I think that this one's for himself as well. So from what I've seen, I think it was one of the charts from Safira from OddOneGaming. He showed something like apparently his hits are crazy hard if there's stuns out there. So for the sake of Hydra, you're not gonna see those hits. But I don't know, he might be really helpful for faction wars, for new king waves, who knows. So yeah, and he also brings an allied defensive faction by 30%. He's like I said previously, he's an epic, and he's nothing too crazy. But I kind of changed my mind. I did say before I'm not gonna go for this one. It's an epic, yeah, it's an easy skip. However, you know what? I have to show you something, and then we have to applaud that. We all have the calendar. Let me move myself out of the way. Let me get myself a little bit smaller, and look at this. There's no summoning event, guys. There is no summoning event. Honestly, I don't remember if there was ever a fusion where they did not require any summoning or nothing, like classic or fragment one. At least since I started playing two years ago, like 2 years and a half almost ago, I don't remember having a fusion, a classic one, mixed one, or a fragment one where we did not have to pull any shards. So that's the reason why they changed my mind, and I will be going for it. So congrats, Raid. Finally, I guess you're paying for your sins, that I kept saying the past few days. So that's really interesting, and that's something that I applaud from them. It's pretty good. This one's a little bit interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of artifact enhancements. So I guess instead of splitting them into 2, they got them together, so that's pretty interesting. They have the dungeon divers and champion training again in this first day, so maybe just focus this one. Then tomorrow, because there's a spider tournament, keep in mind that I showed some different ways of actually duoing the spider or soloing the spider. So if you want to try and combine the champion training with the spider and the dungeon divers, the usual triple dipping to save your resources, you can try to do that. Akoth can do it. Then there's, like I showed, Drang that can do it. Then there's Crypt King Groll. So there's several options of solo champions. Obviously, if you do have them and you have the right builds, they can actually do this. I guess the easiest one would be the free-to-play one, the Akoth the Seer. If you already have him, I'm gonna pin the video over there in case, like over here on top at the end, in case you guys want to check it out. That's gonna be interesting. So this is pretty nice, and also the fact that, the points requirement aren't as crazy. If you remember, champion trainings are usually the events at 14,000. This one's only at 5.3k. The previous one was at 9.5. So Thankfully, they didn't go too stupid and go too high, and they kept it, towards like the, towards the lower side because it's an epic. So that one's pretty decent. The Dungeon Divers is kind of the same. It always used to be like the first one 2.8k, but at least they put two. You have one fragment at 1,200, then the second one at 2,850, and then obviously the usual gems, shard, and epic skill tome. This one was previously like 6,000, 7,000 to get epic skill tome, so that's something to keep in mind that, at least they did pretty interesting. I still don't understand the 3 days of like Summer Rush every single day. I guess they just, wanted to grab our money, but it is what it is. Then obviously all the Black Fridays and stuff. So for the sake of this one, then obviously we have a classic arena, which is one of the easiest ones to do, especially because it's again 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes over 4 days, and then when we get to the Dragon Tournament, again not on Monday but on Tuesday, the Dragon Tournament, you can just combine with the second Dungeon Diver. So if they keep the trend of not too crazy points, I guess it's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna go for him because I want to test him out. You know what? Maybe people are gonna pull him in the future, and I might want to test him out to see myself like how hard does he hit. And why not? It's an epic, it's an easy one to get. He might surprise me. He might have my faction wars, because honestly guys, if you think about it, at least for me, the barbarian crypts, the barbarian faction wars are one of the slowest ones when we're talking about how fast can we actually do it, or because what do we have in the barbarians? Usually we have all those supports. We get ourselves the Seal of the Drakes, we get the Haikatude, we get the Soulbound, so we might be lacking a little bit of damage, and especially combined with the Seal of the Drakes, if he actually hits so much harder when targets are stunned, if you combine him with the Seal of the Drakes, he might actually make the faction wars easier and so much faster. So I guess, what, let me go for him. I've decided I'm gonna go for him. I'm gonna get him because it's an epic at the end of the day. Let me see how many books does he actually need to be fully booked, because I hope he doesn't need too many. Okay, 4 on the A1, plus 3, that's 7, plus 2, that's 9. Okay, that one's again amazing. Normally, you have epics that they require books from like 10 to 16 or even 18 if you're Pronder and you're really hungry. Or like the librarians, we have a chain of librarians in this faction. If you look at the sister, look at these crazy books. Not Kalia, where's the other one? Where's Maeve and the other sisters? Come on, where are they hiding? Oh my god, I cannot even see. Alika, Sikaur again. They like their books. Where's Maeve? Why can I not see? Oh yeah, and then there's Maeve, Okay, well, Maeve is not as bad, sorry, so it's Sikara and Alika, but anyway, Hoskarul is actually somebody that, if I said previously don't go for him, I would say, go for him. It's not that crazy. Even if it just helps you in faction wars, I would say that maybe that's a good thing. Plus, he might be your best nuker. Who knows on your account? But yeah, I've blabbered enough, guys. I will see you in the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye.